Hi everyone. Um, I'm back to do part 2 of the 77 uh, Witchy Questions tag that I started a couple weeks back, or participated in. Um, so I'm just gonna hop into it. Sorry for the hair. Okay, what are your feelings on raising kids in the craft? Um, I would say that I would allow my kids to be curious about it and stuff because I don't want to indoctrinate them into the craft. I want them to have their own, make their own choice into getting the craft or not. If you were a goddess or a god, who would you be? Um, my immediately first thought would be Poseidon, um, or Apollo. Um, I would possibly, of course, I want to say Poseidon first because he's like my main god, but I also want to say Apollo because he's um, the god of things that I like more than Poseidon because he's like the god of art, music, and stuff like that. Do you use astrology in your practice? In what ways? I don't use astrology that much in my practice. Yeah, not really. I try and use like planetary hours and stuff, but that's not necessarily astrology. Um, what if any ways could you practice dark magic and still respect the beliefs of Wicca? Well, I'm not Wiccan, so um, um, so well, I don't really believe in that much of. Well, I believe in like not taking a person's will, but if it comes down to it, I will. Um, of course, I believe in hexes, jinxes, and curses. Um, um, you're just going to get them. You're just going to have to deal with it, I guess. Do you have any witches in your family? No, but um, it sounds like my mom's mom um, uh, did astral projection, like not necessarily on purpose. Um, so yeah, what item can you not witch without? Um, my crystals, I guess. Excuse me, they're a big part of my practice. Um, yeah. What is your favorite Sabbath or time of year ritual? I It's a mix between Halloween slash Samhain and Christmas slash Yule. So those are my two favorite times of the year. So, sorry. Have you ever had a YouTube burnout? Um, I wouldn't necessarily say a burnout, but for some reason, been dealing with anxiety a lot more surrounding creating YouTube videos. So that's why the majority of my videos are usually like 2 weeks, like time difference and stuff. What is your favorite witchy shop, and do they have an online store? My favorite witchy shop is Fantasia Crystals in Phoenix, Arizona, and I don't think they have an online store, but they do have a website. When buying witchy items, do they choose you or do you choose them? Well, um a good portion of my witchy items are bought online or like thrifted. Um, so like maybe the thrifted ones, um, like maybe chose me, but honestly, I could have chose them, so it doesn't really matter to me. How do you organize your herbs/ingredients? Well, I don't really use herbs in my practice, and I'm thinking of creating a video doing a spell with herbs for like the first time. Do you have interest in other deities that you don't work with? If so, which ones? That is going to be a future video, so I'm not going to answer that one. It's going to be fun. Do you have a favorite time of day to do spell work? If so, why? Sometimes I do it at dusk. But it's really whenever I want to, really. And like I said, sometimes I use planetary hours. Are you solitary or do you work with a coven? I'm solitary. I'm kind of stranded out here. Not necessarily stranded, but there's houses everywhere out here. But we don't have a local coven or group or whatever where we are. Granted, I can do an online thing. I'm not quite sure. If you could pick a certain witchcraft tradition that fits your practice most, what would it be? Druid, Celtic, Wicca, etc. I wouldn't. I'm not any. I'm not a part of any tradition, but I would like to learn more about traditional witchcraft. Because it seems really cool. What was the most creative spell you have ever done? What did you use? My most creative spell. The first one that pops into my head was this like chant type spell that involved my deities like symbolically. Let's see. I'll just do a video on it. Short videos, like really quick. Gosh, I'm on the spot. I'll just make another video about it. Do you prefer? What do you prefer for divination? Tarot, oracle, runes, etc., and why? I like pendulum, but also tarot and oracle. Pendulum is kind of straightforward. Tarot and oracle. I like oracle a bit better than tarot because the majority of the oracle decks have like the word and like a phrase sometimes. So I like that. Tarot is kind of a bit hard for me. What are some ways you keep yourself grounded? I like to use my crystal heart that I got from my best friend, Crystal. And I've mentioned it and shown it in like a couple of my past videos. Mindfulness, I guess, can help me feel better, more grounded. Yeah, I guess that would be it for grounding. Have you ever had a spell go horribly wrong? No, and I'm glad. What are your opinions on initiation rituals? I feel like they're not needed to get into witchcraft, but of course there's tradition stuff where you need to be initiated, which is fine. Like I didn't initiate myself into witchcraft, so. Have you ever had full contact with your deity? If so, what happened? I don't quite understand this question, but like I've seen them in dreams a couple of times before. I've talked to them with like my third eye, because you can't necessarily technically see them with your eyes, just with your third eye. So psychically, you can see them. Um, so that's a bit of a weird question. What about you? What about you is unwitchy? I don't really understand that question, but I don't know how to answer that. What about you is unwitchy? Like I didn't get initiated into witchcraft. I don't know. Don't quite understand that question. For the dating witch, how do you tell a new love interest that you are a witch? Well, I've never gone on a date, so um, I would wait a few dates to tell them. But I'm honestly more along the lines of being friends first than like dating. So, who is a past witch that has inspired you, famous or not? Um, let's see. Um, I have um a oh gosh, what is this? Like not a playlist, but anyways, it's called My Witchy Friends. Um, because I think like a couple of them or a few of them would kind of consider me a friend. I don't know, for Pete's sakes. I know one of them would. But these are like my favorite people, and the most reason why they're my favorite is because we usually have conversations in their videos. Leap Taken, Luna Moth Creations Co. You should know her because I've done like 3 or 4 um, hauls from her Etsy shop. Ivy the Occultist, Taya Kennedy, Alvine Green, and Night Willow Crafts inspire me. Um, uh, as witches and stuff. So, witches. Um, so that's the end of these questions. For this video from Mirth and Reverence. She's literally the only one who like wrote down all the questions. But I'm going to find the third one because I feel like this video is short. Okay, there we go. There's number 3. Okay. How question 41. How do you handle rejection from a fellow witch that refuses to do a reading or spell for you? Well, I don't really ask other people to do readings for me, and I've never asked for a spell from someone. So, like okay, like darn it, I wish you would, but okay. Do you think it is necessary to cast a circle when you do spell work or any magical working? I would say it depends on the working. Like if it's a group work, I would say yes for circle casting. But like for minor, simple spells, you necessarily don't need to create a circle for that. I like I said, I do it sometimes. If Steven Spielberg called and wanted to make a movie of your life, who would you want to play as you? I honestly don't know, because my life is boring and sad and frustrating and stressful and all that crap. So it wouldn't be entertaining. Sad to say, but I don't know who would play me. Like maybe like go back 20-25 years and get Jack Black. um, because I don't know, because he's fat. I've been fat my whole life, so but trying to lose weight. So okay, what is some advice that was given to you that you pass along because it made an impact on your path? Um, believe. I guess be open minded to things. And have discernment as well. Um, Yeah, I think that would be in some sort of video in the future. What is some advice you would give someone who has not found their deity? Well, you don't need a deity for your craft. Because to me they're two different things. But maybe look up, research, a pantheon that you feel connected to, if you feel connected to any pantheon. Maybe ask for a reading or something, because there's people who do deity readings to like find out who's your deity. So, sorry. Where do you buy your herbs? Like I said, I don't really use herbs in my practice, but we go to Walmart and Albertsons and stuff to get our herbs for our kitchen. How do you feel casting for your... How did you feel casting your first circle? Silly, scared, stumbling, etc. I honestly don't know, because I've been in this for 10 years. I didn't write it down, so I wouldn't really know. What was your first successful spell? Oof. Like I said, 10 years ago, didn't write anything down. But one of the more recent ones within the last, 6 years was I did a paint spell to get into this one program. And it was really cool because it started to lightly sprinkle, and I mixed. It was on canvas, and I let the rain drop on it because I was using acrylic, so the paint would move around and stuff, and it looked really cool. And I got into the program, so yay. What is your general practice for meditation? I haven't meditated in a long time. And I started off doing pretty good, going into the meditative state and and adventuring and stuff. But now it's hard. Are you a day walker or a night comer? I had no fucking clue what that is. So, yeah. How and when did you know you wanted to be on this path? Well, ever since I was a child, I always liked media, especially movies, with magic and witches and witchcraft in the media. And Harry Potter was a big one for that. What type of pagan are you? Wiccan, eclectic, hedge, etc. Well, technically hedge isn't pagan. It's a form of witchcraft. I am a I believe it's soft polytheist, Hellenic. And if I remember correctly, soft is you usually believe in that all the gods and all pantheons exist. And hard polytheist is when you only believe your specific pantheon are the true gods of the world and universe. But soft is the opposite, like I said. What candle color do you use most? I don't use candle colors that much. And if I do, I don't necessarily have a favorite one, because different spells require different colors. So, what area would you like to see your craft grow in? Ooh, good one. I would definitely want to grow in more into utilizing ancient Greek forms of magic, or taking inspiration from their form of magic. And 2 days ago, I finally ordered Magic in the Ancient Greek World. Um, I forget the name of the author, but I've been wanting it for like 4 or 5 years, and I finally got it. So that's going to be my intro to um, that world and practice. What is your preference to buy or make your tools? I don't really have a preference. I don't mind buying my tools, but I also don't mind making my tools. Of course, I would like to. Of course, I would prefer to make my tools because I'm more of a creative person, an artsy person. So, but I don't really mind buying. What fictional witch book slash screen inspired you the most? I don't know. Um, maybe gosh, why can't I remember their names? Practical Magic Sisters. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on their names. Um, and I also like the last Keepers. I really like that one. It's an underrated movie for sure. I'm I would say I'm more of leaning towards the main character of that movie because she is like an outcast, weirdo, and artsy. But she's more along the lines of artsy to where she expresses it with her outfits and stuff as well. And I'm not necessarily like that. So, um, with your first spell, where were you alone or in a coven? Like I said, solitary. Um, I've always really been well, not necessarily. Partly, I've been in a coven before, which, funnily enough, Ivy the occultist made a video last night or yesterday about covens, red flags and green flags. And I mentioned my two experiences. Like, one is actually being in the coven, and one was trying to get into a coven. That should be a video, um, a future video. I don't know when, but it'll be there. Um, what is your favorite candle incense scent for magical purposes? Like my favorite color is blue, so I would probably use that color for candle magic. Incense. I don't have that many incense. Uh, variety. Um, maybe pine. I don't know, but I really want to get some vanilla because I really love vanilla. Um, where is your favorite place to go to reconnect with nature? Outside my house, because we live on an acre and a quarter of land out here in Arizona. Um, like literally just before this, I decided to take our bird food block that's been out there for like a year or so, and I decided to put it up front because it was kind of covered and like underneath our um, deck, like awning that my dad made. So some birds would periodically come and eat off of it. I decided to take it up front where we put it, and it was nice. So yeah. Um, do you believe in fantasy creatures, unicorns, gnomes, elves, fairies, etc.? Yes, I do. And um, for some time there, like I'm not quite sure if I believe in this full heartedly, but I used to. I thought that um, they actually physically existed in our physical world, but when humans started to kill them off, they came together and made their way into like the astral and stuff like that. Um, and they took their dead bodies and bones with them, so they couldn't like get found and stuff by archaeologists and stuff like that. So that was my like theory. So yeah. Do you believe in ghosts slash spirits? Yes, I do. I don't really think I need to really expand on that. So yes, I do. Uh, would you ever teach the craft? I would like to at some point, but granted, I have, like I said, been in the craft for 10 years, so you would think I would feel comfortable in doing it, but I'm not really that comfortable in doing it. Like maybe within 3 or 5 years, I would feel more comfortable. Um, so let's see, 25 minutes. So basically, 26 minutes. I'll just do part 4. Um, okay, 63. What, if any, legal herb do you use for moves? Um, not none. Um, like maybe. Well, technically, lighting one of my candles, since they um use like fragrances from herbs and stuff. So I guess that would be it, because I have like fall pumpkin scented ones and stuff like that, and some of them have vanilla, and vanilla makes me happy. Pumpkin scented stuff makes me happy. So yes, in a way. Um, what is the most recent spell slash ritual you have done? Slightly detailed, please. Um, excuse me. Okay, because I have one next to me that's in the workings right now, but I was wondering if I've done any more since. It's earlier this year I did a haul showing off a snake ring, and so I've been enchanting it with some things like crystals and tarot cards to help me with self transformation, since the snake um is a symbol of transformation. So, and I would like to transform myself into a better, healthier, more balanced person, stuff like that, because I've been seeing a change, a negative change. Um, so I need to get back to the working. Um, so yeah. Do you have a happy place you go to during meditation? Like I said, never haven't meditated in a long time, so I won't know that. What's your favorite witchy book? My favorite witchy book is Psychic Witch by Matt Oren. Highly recommend. Do you have a ritual to get ready before a ritual or spell? What is it? Um, Cleansing myself a little bit, and like before I don't know. Like I said, cleansing, grounding before the spell. Um, do you always use your own spells, or do you tweak others? Um, I mostly create my own, but sometimes I tweak others. Do you prefer spells slash rituals inside or outside? I would love to do it outside, but granted, I would love to do it inside too. Um, but outside, like I said, I live in Arizona. The majority of the time, it's freaking hot as hell outside, and even at dusk, even. So, granted, with it being um fall, autumn here, um, it's going to get colder, of course, but doesn't. But it takes up to like halfway through November to get um a bit cold, and then December through like February are the colder, definitely colder months. So I would do more outside during those months, and I would like to be inside as well, um, like how, when you see like a big, like a decent sized room with a pentacle on the floor drawn in paint or chalk. I would like that sometimes too, but I don't have enough room for that. So, yeah. If you are coming from a Catholic background, did you find the transition hard with family and the whole going to hell thing? I wasn't necessarily raised up Christian, but there were it was kind of a little bit blended into my life. Mentioning God, the Bible, and stuff like that. And besides, we live in Christian society here in the U.S. And I'm still dealing with some of the things that people say, which is going to be a part of the transformation spell and shadow work too. That's part of my witchcraft 000 or 000 if you want to say. Series which I need to get back to. It's been months. What are your totem animals? Well, I did this 4.5, 5 years ago, and the last time I did it, I did it through dream, and it was an octopus. I'm not quite sure what it would be now, because times change and we change. So, what are some things you reuse after spell / ritual work? Crystals, of course. Sometimes I would use incense if it didn't burn all the way down. That's really it from whatever use I can think of. Who helped you most when you starting on your path? Good question. I came to the path via spellsandmagic.com, and they, at the time 10 years ago, they allowed you to link up YouTube videos and stuff, and the very first person I ever watched was Akasha O Wolf, or Akasha Zero Wolf, and she was my introduction into the craft. And my first video was about Book of Shadows, which is really cool because it's one of my favorite topics in witchcraft and favorite videos to watch. It's a kink. So it was Akasha Wolf, Lady Grave Dancer, love her. Sunshine Morning Ray, love her, miss her. She doesn't create videos anymore, but she's sometimes on. Lady Grave Dancer. What else? Who else? Azura. Oh gosh. Azura Feather 369, I think she was called. She hasn't made videos in a year or so. Tiptoe Chick, R.I.P. Flora Sage. She doesn't make witchcraft videos anymore. She was financial and stuff for years, which kind of sucks. I'm still subscribed to her. I don't know why. Maybe the hope of her coming back in. I don't know. And a few others too, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Do you know any good witchy phone apps like moon phases? I don't know. None of them are really witchy, so no. Like YouTube, Instagram, amino communities. What is your favorite magical study? I love that question. Butterfly. Transformation. Again. Favorite study is definitely I was going to say ancient Greece, but that's more pagan in history, anyways. But like I said, getting into ancient Greek magic, so that'll be a magical study, one of my favorite ones. But I have done a little bit of research on traditional witchcraft. Um, so yeah, I think that might be it. I don't know. Outside of YouTube and Facebook community, do you have a lot of witchy friends in the physical world? No, I only have one, and she's literally my only best friend in IRL, not in IRL, because that's part of the word, anyways. Okay, one best friend, and she's a witch. So, yeah. Do you feel that the deities you work with are a force from one higher power, and that all beliefs and religions are from the same one, God / place? I don't know. I kind of understand the whole diamond aspect, or like theory or belief. Um, so yeah, I believe in the diamond theory of the gods. So that's it. Hopefully I'll see you soon. I actually, Ivy the occultist, she just did a collab with 5 other witches, and one of them did a confidence spell for content creators, and I'm going to try my best to recreate that, because like I said, I've been having anxiety and worry and stuff about creating YouTube videos, so I'm going to try that soon. So yeah, sorry, for some reason my nose has gotten more clogged over the video. Excuse me. So, see you next time. Have a great day or night. Bye.